February is a special month on the Jamaican calendar, a time when the heartbeat of the nation feels just a little stronger. It's Reggae Month, a celebration of the music that carried our stories to the world and the legacy of icons who shaped our sound and identity. Hi there, it's your favorite TV magazine program. I'm your host, Jabertha Atkinson. Welcome. We have a wonderful show packaged just for you. More after this message.
Hey there, I'm Landy, your friendly guide to NLA Connect, the National Land Agency's customer engagement platform. Today we'll be navigating our page with some frequently asked questions.
Hey Landy, what's NLA Connect?
Hey there. NLA Connect is a simple, user-friendly online platform that's available 24/7 to customers, where they can submit various requests about land-related matters.
Hi Landy, how do I submit a request to NLA Connect?
Hi customer. Once on the platform, click Request and fill out the form with your details. Choose the relevant division and select the type of request. Pick your preferred response method, review, and consent to the privacy notice. Then submit. You will receive a case number to track your request.
Tell me something, Landy. Can you submit more than one request at a time?
No, you can only submit one request type at a time. Once that case is closed, feel free to send in another.
Landy, am I able to track my request?
Yes, to track your request status, click the Status tab, enter your email or case number, verify with the code sent to your email, and then view updates ranging from submitted to closed.
How does the NLA treat my data?
Our privacy policy is in accordance with the Data Protection Act 2020. As a result, some of the technical measures used to protect your data includes firewalls, encryptions, and regular system updates. Also, our employees are only provided with your information on a need-to-know basis. Still have questions? Visit www.nla.gov.jm. Go to Applications, select NLA Connect, and check out our FAQs tab for more information. NLA Connect, your voice, our priority.
Paternity is more than a name on a birth certificate. It carries legal, financial, and emotional consequences that can last a lifetime. Paternity fraud, well, is divesting to say the least. And in this week's episode of Get the Facts, we're examining just that. Through the lens of the law, we will look at why paternity fraud matters and the impact for individuals directly involved. Let's join in on the discussion.
Welcome to Get the Facts, the program that keeps you informed about government policies and national issues. I'm Theodore Henry. Today we're addressing a topic that many consider controversial, yet one that is often described as the elephant in the room: paternity fraud. It's an issue that carries serious emotional, financial, and legal implications for families. Questions have long been raised about why paternity disputes continue to surface in Jamaica, with contributing factors often linked to economic pressures, to cultural norms, and gaps in public awareness. Now, to help us better understand this complex issue, we're joined by attorney at law, Mrs. Shawana K.A. Smith of Shawana K.A. Smith and Associates. She is here to provide clarity from a legal perspective, and of course to discuss the broader social implications of paternity fraud. Lady Smith, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start with some definitions on Get the Facts. What is paternity fraud? It has a less nice name in Jamaica, doesn't it? But what is paternity fraud?
Very well. So the construct or paternity fraud will not form part of our nomenclature in Jamaica in terms of our statutes.
Right.
But it is generally understood to be the intentional misidentification of a child's biological father.
Right. And you sort of underlined intentional.
Yes. So it has to be fraudulent. Yes.
Okay. And in what ways is an intentional misidentification of a child's father carried out? How do you do that?
Very well. So from the moment of conception, a mother may indicate through words that this is your child, or at the moment of birth when the documents are being prepared for the registration of the birth, an indication can again be made that you are the father.
That's with the last name being applied?
Indeed, as well as the name, the particulars of the father being endorsed in the records as being attributed to that particular individual. And also subsequent to the birth, so as the child continues to grow, you continue to affirm or take steps or do actions that accord with that person being the father. So for example, expecting maintenance payments and also expecting the person to fulfill the obligations of a father.
Right.
Those actions, those words cumulatively can be a perpetuating fraud.
Is paternity fraud a legal term?
So in our jurisdiction, no, it is not. And in terms of how it's established, there is no case law yet in Jamaica that tests the construct, whether in the criminal arena or in the civil arena. But some criminal law practitioners, for example, suggest that the Perjury Act could be instructive, where it is that you make a false declaration during the registration of a birth, or the
which is a legal process.
Indeed.
Okay.
And that is a misdemeanor. And the penalty for that, you can be imprisoned for up to 7 years.
Imprisoned, not just
Indeed,
fined.
imprisoned for up to 7 years. Okay. But under the Perjury Act, though, the prosecution must take place within 3 years of the false declaration being made. But under the Registration of Births and Deaths Act, you don't have that limitation.
Right.
And Section 19 and 19B of that statute indicates that that's also an offense if you make a false declaration, but the penalty is $250,000 or an imprisonment for 3 months.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Something just jumped out at me in your last statement. Within 3 years, but you're saying that paternity fraud is not a legal classification in Jamaica. So does a father have a right to a paternity test, for example, a unilateral right?
So if it is that he disputes paternity, he's able to approach the court for a court order. Yes. So for a declaration as to paternity. And all statute uses the language of blood test, but we know technology has advanced, and usually the reliance will be placed on a DNA test. I know persons sometimes they opt for a personal DNA test. So they take the child into a particular center and have a swab taken and so on. However, those results would not be able to be used in legal, formal court proceedings.
Got it.
Because the DNA testing that is ordered by the court would have certain more stringent rules in relation to chain of custody and identification, because they want to make sure that the child that was swabbed is indeed John Brown and not a random child that has been taken into the center for assessment.
And there's a whole matter of rights here, because, for example, that personal paternity test, you just carry the kid somewhere.
Indeed.
It sometimes you can think that maybe somebody stole the child away, but the court-ordered process, correct me if I'm wrong here, allows the thing to be aired out in the light.
Yes, so what happens is that the court makes the order, and the particular center that is chosen will perform the test within the construct or the confines rather of the regulations of the court. Yes,
Right.
And the results are then passed to the court, and it forms part of the proceedings. And based on the result, then the court will make an order to say, well, you are not the father, or you are indeed the father.
So to underline it here, there is no right enshrined in law for a father to unilaterally have a paternity test unless the court orders it.
Indeed. It's for the purpose of declaring the paternity.
Okay.
So if you want it to have legal effect, it needs to go through the process of the court. Yes.
Got it.
And as I was mentioning earlier as well, there are other statutes. So for example, one criminal law practitioner suggests that the Larceny Act could be relevant, obtaining money by false pretenses.
Right.
So you are obtaining a benefit for yourself or even the child by virtue of this fraudulent misrepresentation. Yes, so that's also something we could look at. There was a case out of England in 2017 whereby the offense was forgery or using a false instrument. And what had happened in that case is that the mother falsified a DNA test result and caused the putative father to rely on it. And he had the child's name and date of birth tattooed across his arm.
Wow.
12-inch tattoo.
Big commitment.
It did. And apart from the distress and the frustration, he had made space in his home for the child. He had, taken steps to demonstrate he wanted a loving, committed relationship with the child. After about a year, it was discovered that he was indeed not the father. And in that case, she was imprisoned for 12 months. The
mother was imprisoned
for 12 months.
Oh,
but it was on account of forgery.
Right.
So it's not paternity fraud per se. Indeed. And those are all examples in the criminal law arena.
Got it.
So in the civil arena now, there is a tort called the tort of deceit.
All right. Tell me a little bit more about the tort of deceit right after this break. We continue this conversation. Please don't go anywhere.
Jamaica Post is committed to being your preferred logistics partner. Enjoy the convenience of 3 to 5 days for international shipments at competitive rates and next business day delivery for local packages. Take advantage of our fast, reliable and ever-evolving services. Zip mail, click and ship, fast track, EMS, parcel service, registered mail, corporate mail service and private letterbox. Access customer service support and track packages online. Visit our post offices island-wide and premium service centers at select locations. For more information, go to jamaicapost.gov.jm. Conditions apply.
Welcome back to Get the Facts. We're continuing our discussion on paternity fraud, now turning our attention to its social implications through some case studies and further information from attorney at law Mrs. Shwana K.A. Smith of Shwana K.A. Smith and Associates. Let's get right into it. We broke at the tort of deceit.
The tort of deceit, indeed.
Yes.
So this is where a false statement is made, knowing it to be false. Mm-hmm. And it is made with the intention to induce the other party to act upon the representation.
Right.
And the other party so acts to his detriment.
Right. I see how that's different from perjury. Yeah,
indeed.
Okay, cool.
So it fits now in the context of you have made a statement or you have done acts suggestive of someone being the father of your child, when in fact that is not so. Right. And you did it intentionally to deceive the person into acting to his detriment, and he so acts to his detriment. And that last segment is indeed very important. In a case out of Australia, that's McGill and McGill, there was, initially, the court had in fact ruled in favor of the father, and he was able to recover 70,000 Australian dollars.
Right.
However, on appeal, it was overturned for two reasons. And one was the fact that he didn't really prove his case, that he relied on the misrepresentation. It was found that he just assumed he was a father, and it was his own desire to be a father that he acted. He acted on that premise, and so there was not reliance per se on the misrepresentation. And then there was also the question as to whether, because in that particular case, the mother admitted to having been unfaithful. And in that case, she said there was a chance somebody else could be the father.
Right.
Yes? And the court was a little concerned about legislating what should happen in people's private homes.
Right, because the morality issue is not a legal matter.
Indeed, and that there was no duty in law to disclose the infidelity.
Right.
And so on those two grounds, the appeal was...
Tort of deceit.
Indeed. But there are cases, though. So there was another case, AVB, out of England in 2007, where there was indeed an award of £22,400, and the father was able to recover in respect of the tort of deceit in relation to the paternity of the child.
Wow. So one thing you've established so far is that there isn't a certain... I'm trying to find the right legal words, but there's no law specific to paternity fraud, but there are precedents in other laws.
Indeed. Or you can get cues from other laws based on what you need to prove paternity fraud. There are some other aspects that can be relied upon throughout our legislative framework or in the...
Got it.
Yeah, but in Jamaica it has not yet been tested based on my research.
Yeah, so. There's a lot of furor about the standardizing of it or mandatory testing. But I want to come out of that for a moment. We've been talking law. Let's talk emotions.
Very well.
What have you seen, the impact this has?
So, for example, I've seen where fathers have been absolutely devastated. They genuinely wanted this child to be theirs. And it's pretty much akin to grief. So you see the stages of grief. So you see some denial, you see anger, you see bargaining, and eventually acceptance. There are persons that I would refer to counseling, for example, because they're going through mental anguish and distress.
Right.
And especially, there's one particular case where the father was advanced in age, and by the time he found out that he was not the putative father, when he found out he was actually not the father, he said, I'm not interested now in having children.
Yeah.
And so for him, he was grieving the loss of a perceived legacy because now that was his only child, or so he thought.
Right.
Granted, there's another case where the father indicated, I will still be your father.
Right.
And he continued his obligations, financial, emotional support, notwithstanding the result. But the majority of cases I've seen, the response is not usually so gracious because of just the personal impact and devastation, the anguish that is felt.
It's difficult to see or imagine why you wouldn't take that very personally. And that informs my next question. Are there any responsibilities that mothers have to establish accurate paternity? Any legal responsibilities?
So there is the requirement to make truthful statements during the registration of the birth.
Okay.
There are times when the mothers verily believe that this is a father, and so the response is, I did not intentionally deceive anyone.
That word again, intentional. Right.
Indeed. And so it is hard to say, well, then it was paternity fraud, right? So in those circumstances, that's a little bit, that's a little tricky, but generally you are to ensure you provide accurate information. But again, it's to the best of your knowledge, information, and belief. A question has arisen, well, if it is that there is a potential other father or someone else who could be the father, do you have a duty to disclose it? And again, like I said, that's a little bit of a gray area.
Right.
Because if you make a declaration genuinely believing it to be true, arguably that would not fall in the realm of fraud. But again, the matter of a legal obligation vis-a-vis a moral obligation or an ethical obligation, one may say, if there's any doubt at all, you should in fact articulate this and allow the gentleman to indicate whether he would like a paternity test done.
But in Jamaica, one of the questions, and we're moving to our final statement, in Jamaica, one of the questions is, there may be doubt, but there are considerations like the economics of it, support and whatnot. Lady Smith, we've been discussing law, we've been discussing mothers, we've been discussing fathers. We haven't said much about the children. But in these final few seconds of this interview, your final word to our audience.
So, physical acts of intimacy have lasting consequences.
Yeah.
And children are here not on account of their own decisions. So it's incumbent upon all of us adults to make decisions that are responsible. And certainly, well, I know one perspective is, well, I will name the man who I think is most likely to take care of the child.
Oh, boy.
And so I am, in fact, acting in the best interest of the child. But I would urge persons to look at the long-term effects.
Yeah.
Yes, the loss of, for example, a legacy, loss of perceived heritage as well, because the impact on the child when he or she grows up and realizes, oh, this is not my father, then the heritage that he perceived he was gaining, that would be something that's different. And there's also perhaps, not wanting to sound dramatic, it could be a matter of life and death as well, because medical history. Yes, I've seen cases where there are situations where, because they're not able to get an accurate medical history, the child's health suffers. And the doctors are not able to make informed decisions. So it may seem frivolous, it may seem, I'm just making a decision because it suits me now. But think of the long-term implications, not just legal, but also morally and socially.
Thank you. Thank you. Think of the implications. This has been Get the Facts. Our guest was attorney at law, Mrs. Shawana K.A. Smith of Shawana K.A. Smith and Associates. Thank you for watching. Thank you for making good decisions. And until next time, I'm Theodore Henry. Take good care.
Turning up the volume now for Hit Me With Music, where we spotlight the voices keeping reggae alive. This time, we're featuring Ras Shiloh, an artist bringing conscious lyrics, rich melodies, and unmistakable reggae energy to the scene. Watch now to learn more.
Jamaica is my place, you know. I love Jamaica, you know. I love Jamaican people, you know. And we say that without apology.
And his love for this woman has been a growing affair throughout his life in America. Born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, Ras Shiloh's rise is a testament to the far-reaching impact of reggae music and Jamaica's influence on the rest of the world, despite being a tiny island across the sea.
We love Jamaica with heart and soul. I pay a yard man grow me from my eye there, my knee. From me a little youth, the man them say, where you come from? And I say, I come from 35 Oliver Road. At them time, I never come to Jamaica in my life. You understand? You know, see it when I come to Jamaica, the first place I dropped was 35 Oliver Road. I'm stay up in Warwicker Hill amongst the warriors then.
Our love every day is getting stronger. Never give up on our visions, hold tight like there's no other. All our joys brings us happiness in splendor. With so much love, there's no retreat or surrender. More than treasures, we were destined for each other. Many are called, I am chosen for this pleasure. With love in every language. Isn't this amazing? Love in every language.
Like so many, his journey in music started from a young age. His mom sang in church, and being a relative of the American and R&B singer Betty Wright, music was in his DNA.
I used to go home and go on and step up on I go in the bathroom and step up on the crate there, man, till I see myself in the mirror and I have the broomstick, I go on like me a tenor saw. You know what I mean? You know, see it, you know, reggae music is a powerful music, you know. You understand? And Jamaicans are very influential, you know, all over the world, you know, being a stone throw away from Bally's International, you know, and being there and seeing different artists come from all about Barrington Levy, Frankie Paul, Sluggy Ranks, the list goes on, King Kong, Tenasa, Nitty Gritty, Super Cat, you know, to see these artists live performing on the sound and thing, you know, it done something to me.
When I call on your name, Jesus, the miracle all over again. The light, the truth, the word, beginning and end. You are the greatest, much more than a friend.
His soft yet powerful melodic voice is a reminder of another legend in reggae music, Garnet Silk, one of the many collaborations Ras Shiloh has made within the reggae fraternity. This powerful tenor is made even stronger by the positive message carried with it.
You think before you pull that trigger, hate to see when youths become friend killers. So much work for the grave diggers, human life value more.
And with this message of positivity, he's encouraging young people who want to make music to follow.
And always make music that you feel proud of. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, when I look back at my track record, you know, I feel good about every song that was created, every melody that was made, because it can echo in front of grandparents, you know what I mean, children, without me have to run and go turn it down because me did say something where, you understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, just be true to music, because music will be true to you if you're true to music. Stay hungry, stay focused on the mission, keep the Almighty in front of everything you do, because without the Most High, nothing is possible.
He admits that there have been challenges, but would rather not focus on them, as he says they make him stronger. However, one proves more vexing than the others, and that is the month of January. Despite it being his birth month, he confesses that it's a rough time for him, having lost both parents in that month. He's overcoming power, spreading positivity, and helping others.
Whatever we can do to help out the people in the country, You know, the most I get we have talent, we have to use that talent to do anything that we can do to help out the people. Because my people, you know, Jamaican people are my people, you know. No matter where I go on, I wish for my band. You understand? You know, see it, when I'm there at Jamaica, I'm there at Jamaica for years. They celebrate now, yeah. Winning without fighting is best. Lovers of war will perish. I know. But you see, coming to Jamaica, linking up with Tony Rebel, you know, linking up with Steve Lindo, you know what I mean? Linking up with the whole Flames battalion, you know. You see, once the song dropped, are you satisfied? Wipe those tears from your eyes. It was history. You know what I say? And that song was from 1995, 1996. And all know the people them still echoing it, you know. So at the end of the day, we have to make good music because good music is going to stand the test of time and it's going to last.
And after decades of being in the industry, Ras Shiloh is teaming up with DJ Khaled to create new music with his worldwide message of love and unity. One that people can relate to no matter where they are from.
With love in every language. Isn't this amazing? Love in every language. Love in every language.
The National Rural School Bus Program is getting smarter. With your child's student ID card, parents receive real-time notifications every time they board or exit the bus. Each card is unique and securely linked to the Ministry of Education, Skills, Youth, and Information database. Tap on, tap off, and parents stay updated instantly. So, how do you register? Number 1. Visit jamaica-district.mysmartterm.com/bus-portal/registration. Number 2. Enter your child's details. Number 3. Upload supporting documents. Number 4. Submit your application. It's that easy. Safer, smarter, more secure. Register today and ride with peace of mind.
We have come to the end of today's show. I do hope that you enjoyed this package. To catch a repeat of this or any other, feel free to log on to our website, jis.gov.jm. Until next time, I'm Jabertha Atkinson. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.